Activision presents a smashing blast from the past,
With your host, Chronically Blue.
developed by Vicarious Visions.
Yeah, they've done some stuff. You know, they've made some games.
It's Crash Bandicoot!
Hello there, Crash. And hello, all of my sleepy bears. My name's Chronically Blue. Welcome to our Crash Bandicoot Marathon. We are going to be playing Crash 1, Crash 2, and Crash 3. Yes, literally every single game. We're going to 100% them. Yes, we're going to overwrite this save, honestly. I played the first level a tiny little bit, accidentally got 2 trophies, but I'm like, that's fine, I can just show that off. Like, show off how to get the 2 trophies.
We haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Moron! This Bandicoot will be my general, and he will lead my Cortex Commandos to world domination. This time, I shall reign triumphant. We are closer than ever before. Quickly, into the vortex.
Dr. Cortex, the vortex is not ready. We have no idea what it could do.
Failure again. Capture him!
Uh-oh.
Prepare the female Bandicoot.
Hope you like that one line of dialogue from Crash. That's about all that we're going to hear him say. But yes, welcome to the beginning level of Crash Bandicoot. Crash Blast from the past. How I am so thrilled in order to go ahead and be doing this. So let me go ahead and break down exactly how this all works. That part there was a 5-point box. What happens there is every time you... Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that Spyro was ready to play. So with the stripe box, what that does is every time you bounce on it, you will get 2 Umpa Fruit. It breaks after 5 bounces, or 10 Umpa Fruit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at that. See? Fantastic. Now, one of the trophies is to spin an enemy into another one. I'm sure it will happen. Don't you worry. Another one of the trophies is to spin away an extra life, which I had the chance right at the beginning there. Ah, I could have done it there too. Again, these are the 2 trophies that like I got previously on just a very long old trial run of this, so I'm not really that concerned over it. However, once we get 3 Aku Aku masks, then we're able to go forth and traverse, and we are also invincible. I know it's pretty cool. There's a secret box right there, just so you know. I'm gonna go right on here. Okay, this is the part where you will start with the very first issue. So, with this game, there's going to be lines of boxes that we're going to have to break open. It's going to move forward a little bit each time in order to fully get over it. Just like that. Each time we get an Uka Uka mask, or an Aku Aku depending on how you want to pronounce it, it gives us an extra hit point. If we get hit with no Aku Aku masks, guess what? We die. But for each one that we get an extra hit point, all the way up to 2. Once we get a 3rd one, we get a short period of being invincible. I don't need the popping sound there. But when you get all the boxes in the level, you will get a gem. There are 2 keys. Oh, what's this purple thing here? To store me a scent. I'm so glad we're not doing that until the end of the Let's Play. That's right, I'm making y'all wait. You will wait for it. You will wait for my torture. Like a good Let's Player. It could go the other way. You could easily just be like, no, you know, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this over with now. But then, you know, it's kind of lame. Now, I'm not achievement hunting. I can tell you that right now. I just want to try to show off the 2 that I got in case any others appear. And that is actually a Tanya symbol, which is going to come in handy. Okay, I think that should have been the other way around, but whatever. When you get 3 Tanyas, then you will get access to the bonus round. There's going to be 2 other people as well. Now, obviously, with this here, we cannot go forth. I don't think so, right? I want to believe not, but I feel like there's a slight... No, okay. I'm sure there's a way to do it so you don't need the gem. I don't know that way, but that's okay. So we can just come back here later. So obviously, yes, because we don't have the gem means that we cannot break like 2 boxes. So no matter how much we try, we will not be able to get the gem here. But that's okay. I really just wanted to show off the bonus round for all of you so we know exactly what we're getting into. And that right there, that actually would have been a trophy because we spun an enemy into another enemy. Oh yeah, there's going to be tight jumps. That's just the beginning of it. Okay, this game's going to be very difficult. Don't you worry, it's going to be fantastic. As well as the game's kind of short. That could just be me, but it definitely gets short at some... It definitely feels short. Like, the enemy will sneak up on you when you least expect it. But here we go. We have a bonus stage right here. With that, we have the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna get that one. Bounce that off and spin that away like so. There we go. We have gone ahead and gotten all the different trophies. Every time we finish a bonus level, Cortex comes by and takes Tanya away, so that we have to keep moving forward in order to try to rescue her. Okay, and that is about everything you more or less need to know. Every other thing that will be coming up will be happening in the second game, and then the third game. Yes, we obviously know that we didn't have enough boxes. There is an achievement for missing a lot of boxes, in which they just kind of look like a corpse afterwards, but every box that you miss will be smacked across the top of their head. A little violent, but it's cartoony, so it's okay. There's no blood, it's fine. And this is one of the levels where I immediately realized, wow, this game has not aged well. This is the part here where, so with games, there is an X-axis and a Y-axis, which is specifically like 2D games. So you can move left and right and up and down. But there's also the Z-axis that comes into play in 3D games, where you're able to move in a different way. Now, with this here, specifically with parts that are like meant to be like 2D, you can still go around as if it were 3D, which means you could miss Wampu, my goodness, you could miss Wampa fruit, as well as boxes, enemies, and a lot of things, just because they didn't really know how to put it off exactly in the right sense of the word for either the original game and or the remake. But don't worry, it's only noticeable here in the first game. After this, it becomes hard to even recognize, so that's good at least. I'm also really glad to have this Aku Aku mask for so long. It definitely helps, I say as I get hit. My goodness. Now, there's not any parts coming up here, but for the parts that I do know that we're going to need some assistance on, don't worry, I have that handled. There's going to be little hidden pathways, there's going to be a bunch of things. It becomes the worst in 2 and 3, just because in those games, they really like hiding stuff in kind of not obvious places. And it's kind of lame, honestly, because you're like, how's anyone supposed to know this? But they're just like, you'll figure it out, it's fine. Sometimes they give you hints, most of the time they don't though. But again, we really don't have to worry about any secret levels specifically. And with the Stormy Ascent level, that level was put in after the game set, and we need another gem for that, because of course we did. Yeah, for Stormy Ascent, that level was put in after the game came out. And the reason for that is because it is the hardest level in the game, so much so that the original developers of the game on the PlayStation 1 took it out because it was just so challenging. But the developers of the remake was like, no, it's fun, let's put it back in. And so they did. And for that, that is the first time that people were able to play a non-heavily glitched and or bugged version of Stormy Ascent. The only way to get into it from the original game would be to use a game shark. If you don't know what that is, there's a little thing that people put into consoles in order to be able to input their own cheats and or any other different things that they felt like. A lot of them are like super boring, like, oh yeah, I get to have 100 lives, or I'm invincible, or have unlimited ammo, all the boring stuff. But you get the really fun stuff like zero gravity, or teleporting yourself into a different area. That was the cool stuff. Now I believe in this one, we have to go through and break all the boxes ourselves in order to have them count, I believe. And the reason why I say that is because it changes every Crash game, unfortunately. So you kind of got to be like, is this the one where I'm good, or is it not? And it's really hard to tell. Thankfully, I do have a little bit of practice here. Hooray! Because while I was over at my friend's house for New Year's, I was like, oh yeah, have you played the really hard level? In which case they haven't, so I went through and tried to beat it while having adult Capri Sun, so that was not too successful. But aside from that, I was able to get back to how the game plays and back to the controls. I was able to get back into everything. Don't forget this one, that's kind of important. And this is where the camera angle really likes to mess with you. So look at the drop shadow, okay? You're gonna want to focus on that, especially for this part here. Because with the rotating leaves, it can throw you off a little bit. But I have been playing quite a lot of 3D platformers. Not just recently, but in my entire life. I am a major sucker for 3D platformers, so go figure. So yes, I am completely used to having to make like really awkward and or hard jumps because it's fun for me. Why, I don't know. Do not stay on that plant too long, or else you will get smushed and eaten, which is not fun. I suppose it's so unique because this was like one of the games that I did way back on my very old channel that's no longer available. I did this as well as other stuff, and thankfully with those little holograms we can see that we don't have to actually go through and get all the boxes this time, which is great. So the red one will wait for you, the purple one will not. But again, I just like getting as many lives as possible because believe you me, we will need them. Wonk, 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 gronk, 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 gronk. I want to see if I can like keep this going all the way. Ah, yeah, just like that, I just made it way more difficult for myself. But that's okay. I like to keep it interesting for all you. Where you get to be like, ooh, are they gonna make it? And it says, yes, yes, they did. Yeah, obviously, if you've played any other Crash game, you're aware that these are not the bonus stages that you're familiar with, and that is correct. There's going to be quite a lot of bonus stages here that look exactly like that, where it's just bland, I guess, is the best way to describe it. There's not going to be anything fancy-dancy there. We are missing 3 boxes, which are going to be once we get the gem. How do we get the gem, you ask? Because at this point, it appears way more frequently than any other game. You've probably seen. And well, we will handle that after a boss fight. That's why we have Papu Papu. And if you don't know, bodybuilders don't hurt him. I think this is a stereotype. I don't know. It's just safe to assume that everything is stereotype. But yeah, what we do here is we just... When he puts that down, we just jump over it and then jump onto him, and that's it. If you want to be safe, you can just stay in the chair. It's up to you, really. Like, there's many different ways to avoid getting hit by him. I say as I get hit by him. But, you know, there's only one left here. And there we go. Papu's all done. I get the chair now. And Papu's popped. Now, we do not get any special power-ups or anything after... Okay, that was on there for quite a long time. We do not get any special bosses for beating the boss after that. But we do have Coco's time machine here. But we can ask her to join our adventure. So now, we can play as Coco. Does she have any new powers and new moves? Nope, she's just Coco, Crash's sister. So she moves exactly the same as Crash, so you can go the entire game without playing as her and not miss anything. It is completely okay. No one's going to be upset at you for not playing as Coco. However, in Crash 3, it will become mandatory to play as Coco because there are some levels that only Coco can play as. Only Coco can play through, I apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and get this box right up here. Yeah, that's right. There's going to be extra boxes hidden, and they are going to very much have fun playing around with that, especially in 2 and 3. Now you may be wondering, why are they gonna do that? Well, they really want you to get your money's worth with games back in the day. And also, this was, like, amazing. Like, this was genuinely, like, a fantastic, fun game to go through and play. So, I'm gonna play alright with that. Okay, I knew we'd get that. Just wanna go over here. Okay, perfect. I just wanna make sure we got all the boxes. Got no holds barred. I think that's for spinning 5 enemies as Coco. I think so anyway. As well as this is going to be a lot of like leap of faiths that are going to be coming up here. Well, not here specifically, but in the game in general. Which is so much fun. Just believe me, it's fun. We're having fun. And this is going to go across. There we go. Fantastic. I didn't want to do that because there's a box up there. Can we get that? Ooh. There we go. Look at me. Yeah. Inventa. Not an infector. Infector! That's a line from Saint Anger. Is that going to come back? Okay, good. I just want to take a sweet time. Over. Jump. Over. Did I mention that I've been playing a lot of 3D platformers? Not specifically for this moment, but just in general. Just a fan of 3D platformers. Here we have a little bridge here, if you remember from the very first level. And if you want an easy way to bypass that, when you get the 3rd Aku Aku mask, what you can do is you can just walk over them, and it will break it. Quite literally. That is the easiest way in order to do it. You don't have to. Of course, it's completely optional if you want. But that is exactly how it would go. And now, I am starting to wonder, because I am not seeing the little lines move. Which makes me curious if we are actually... Okay, we are. Oh, this is why I have the backup. Ooh, I was just about to be like... Okay, so let me elaborate as to what I was going through there. I was wondering if the game audio was being recorded or not. Because I genuinely did not know. Because when I looked over, it wasn't. And what I do is I always have a second audio track specifically for the game audio as well. So I have one through one way, one through another way, just as a backup, because I never know. Okay, so I had to think for that one. We missed one, but that's okay, because as you know, we were unable in order to go through and get them anyway. But yeah, I have 2 audio tracks specifically for the game audio. And why, you may ask? Well, for this specific reason. Sometimes when I unplug and plug it back in, my recording software does not realize, oh, it's been plugged back in. So it just completely throws it all off. So I have to then hope that I catch it before I start recording. Typically I don't. So I found a different way in order to do it so that way it will always have it. And you may be saying, why don't you just get rid of the other one? And I'm just like, if I wanted to, I could. But I don't want to. Because I believe I'm going to make a mistake. And I'm really good at making mistakes. Hey, you like playing as an animal that is very hard to move with very precise jumps that you have to try to get through? You do? Well, have I got the thing for you? Now, if you miss a box, you're gonna have to try your best in order to avoid an enemy. Sorry, if you miss a box, you're going to want to hit an enemy in order to go back to it once you hit a checkpoint box. But if you accidentally miss a box and then just hit another checkpoint box, if you miss a box and then hit the checkpoint box, too bad, so sad. Also, you have to jump on the drums because they like to make things difficult for me. But this is, do you see why I needed the lives now? It's because this part was coming up and I knew it was, and I'm just like, yep, here we go. My favorite Get that, get that, get that. Okay. Yeah, it's not easy when I tell you that you're going to have to, like, memorize stuff and, like, get it all under control just like that. And if it looks like I am just barely making this, it's because I am. It's meant to look that way. Okay, good, good, good. This is... No, hold on. How was that an under? That made 0 sense. How was that an under? Yeah. Again, it doesn't seem complicated. If you are just someone watching and like, oh, that's super easy, why don't you just do it? And then you play and like, oh, I think I'm starting to realize it now. It's like, yeah. It's here to trip you up so you miss it. And there we go. We got the gem. And now we are done with that level. We only have 3 gems, but on the bright side, we're doing pretty well. I mean, we're already 19% complete. Now, for the color gems that you have been wondering, where are they? Well, when we see them, they will become a different shape on the little signpost there. And the reason why that is important is because for the color gems, you cannot die in order to get them. I know you're probably thinking, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Why? Well, in the original Crash Bandicoot game, for the PlayStation 1, in order to get the gem in the first game, you had to do it without dying. If you got a checkpoint, that doesn't really matter. So you had to actually go through and beat the level while opening all the boxes without dying. I know, sounds lame. That's why they changed it. But they still want to pay homage to it, so like, let's go ahead and bring that back for some of the harder levels, so people can like get the little taste, little lip tingler. I'm never gonna say that ever again. So they can know exactly what it was like to play the game way back when, without, you know, fully removing it. This is bouncy, by the way, in case you didn't know. Yoink. Got another fire right here, but I'm gonna wait out a little bit here. Alright, my turn. Wee. Now, this is not a colored gem area, so we don't have to worry about not dying. But who's gonna be like, yay, I like dying, you know? Like, no one. We did get a 1 up there. As well as when it comes to the people holding shields, if you go above them, they will duck down and use their shield to cover themselves, and we will be using that as a platform. Maybe not right now, but in general we will. Very good. I don't want the fire to get me. Perfect. I know, like, I definitely stopped talking because when I notice the sounds, that's how I know I've stopped talking for a bit. But again, we are getting to, like, the kind of tricky parts here. It's tricky. Okay, get that. Go down. And go. Okay, whew. Thank you. Bonus round. Never been so happy for one. The grass is always green on the other side of the fence. Yeah, I kind of knew that. And there we go. Yeah, so this is where they start to, like, play around with hiding boxes off screen, just to see if you notice it. So if you break that jump box, you're gonna have to die in order to respawn. Because once you've done the bonus round, that's it. You can't retry it. So if you miss one, you gotta die. Thank you, I was waiting for that. Wee. Yeah, there's going to be like some Wampa fruit over here. You really don't have to worry about it. But then there is an Aku Aku that I am definitely going to worry about. And I always miss that one. That's fine. I will always, like, suffer wasting time in order to get an Aku Aku, as long as I can do it without getting hurt. I just want to get that back up, and here we go. Ah, bouncy. A bouncy. Yeah. I never said I was comfortable with bouncing. You said you could fly a plane. No, I said I was comfortable with flying a plane. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get this. Yes. That was one of the ones I always had like such a hard time getting. As well as some of the things can indeed like... Okay. here's a little secret area. Now, you may be thinking, Chronically Blue, that's cheating. Too bad. I do what I want. You're not gonna talk to me about cheating. Especially when ow, whoa, my goodness. Ooh, especially when I still have to pay for it by playing this level. It's like those, my goodness. And it's like those Mario Maker developers that put in a back door for themselves so they can like, oh my goodness. So they can like be like, yep, I did it. And then they're like, ha ha ha, I actually did it this way. And like, that's not doing it. It's like, of course it is. I found the exit, didn't I? Yeah, because you put it there. It's like, well, do that. All this without that, you've got to be kidding me. I do, like, wish that it would show us, like, what gems are needed in order to get the clear gems. Because we are, again, 100%. 100% through and through. Yeah, there's a little thing that we're supposed to jump onto in order to, like, make it through that I always, like, miss the first time. Because it's just so easy. It's so easy to forget they're supposed to be looking in the background when you focus on the action. Nah. Nah. No thank you. Okay, now thank you. Okay, bounce. Bounce. And getcha. Now, you may recall, I did a Let's Play of Crash Bandicoot The Huge Adventure on the Game Boy Advance. And that was fun. I will not be doing the sequel. Because when I played the sequel casually, I couldn't do it. I don't know if it was... It was either a boss fight or something where I was missing the boxes. And it was just so annoying. Okay, up here. Ugh. Did I mention that this is going to be difficult? Okay, there's the fire. There's the monkey. There's the spike. Going over here now. And that fire's going up. Again, it is quite annoying in order to try to get the timing down. But if you have difficulty with timing, you're going to have a very long, hard time with this game. I can tell you that much. Yes, hurry, get it done. I'm sorry. I'm watching the Blue Collar Comedy Tour, which, like, the first guy, he's alright. The second person, nah. Then they get, like, Larry the Cable Guy, ugh. And Jeff Foxworthy, I'm like, there's the stars. And there was actually, like, a special that came out by the first guy that was, like, very recent on the video watching platform I use. For, like, TV shows and such, not just, like, regular videos. Yeah. Oh. My goodness. You've got to be kidding me. This is the opposite of fun. Again, I will absolutely sing a different tune once we get through here. Because this is just where, like, people were calling this game, like, the new Dark Souls. Like, you gotta understand, okay? I'm not the only one that has trouble with it. Okay, a lot of people do. But I'm not the only one. And that's what I'm really trying to get across. Is like, listen, people have been saying this game is difficult for a while. And with the remake, the video game journalists are like, oh yeah, I've played that before. Okay, let's go up here. Hey, I didn't even know there was a life there. Okay. Oh, why did I do that? Oh my goodness. Sometimes. And that's what I said. Sometimes there's going to be parts where you're like, why did I do that? And then the answer is you don't know. Honestly, you really just don't know. And you're like, well, cool. Love that. Sometimes words aren't enough. You just have to make sounds, and, you know, that's fine. If someone wants to make a soundboard of all my weird sounds, go for it. Okay, and then, I don't know, maybe... share it with me, I guess, because I'll definitely use it. Now, in this game, there's a thing, and this is across all 3 Crash games. Excuse me, I think I had a burp. Do I? I don't know. Okay, there it is. If you die enough times in a level, like consecutively, the developers will have pity on you, and they will give you an Aku Aku in order to make your life a little bit easier. The thing is, the Aku Aku does not help with death. So, you know, it is great for everything else. Got it. Ooh, finally. It's great for, like, if you're having trouble with an enemy or something like that. It is not helpful when it comes to dying. Yeah, see, look, okay, when they give you 4 1-ups, you know, okay, you know. Don't even know if I can, but I'm going to do this. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, we're missing 11 boxes, so obviously that's hidden by the gem. But I can at least say that we have finished the first island. That's right, there's only 3 islands in this game, believe it or not. So, technically, we're a third of the way done. Sorry, do you think I was kidding? No, we're literally like a third of the way done right now. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Bye, my sea bears.